Test 1, 2, 3. Hello, everybody. Want to welcome you to Compass Games Town Hall. It's episode 55. Yes, we're back from Compass Games Expo. It's great to be back, and just waiting for Bill and Billy to join here shortly. But in the meantime, I'm going to be giving you a good recap of what happened, what transpired last week. It was a great get-together. I see John Tsai is still in at the hotel site even. He's still at Compass Expo. I saw his comments, so he's going back to the Philippines tomorrow. I think he's got over a 40-hour trip. So wish John well on his journeys back. I know he had a lot of university visits going on as well for his line of work and the great stuff he does. So again, it was great to see everybody. Just a great crowd. We had just a recap, just high level of Compass Expo. We had about 150 attendees and might actually be a little bit higher. So great turnout, several walk-ins. I think there's only about 5 or maybe 6 people that didn't show up, which is pretty low number actually to only have 5 or 6 not making it to the expo. I mean, my own events usually, the no-show rate's a bit higher than that, but that's a very low percentage. So really an incredible turnout that we had. And just to confirm, we had an incredible turnout. I'm going to be adding Bill and Billy here to confirm that. Looks like it must be a little cold in Connecticut. I'm looking at Billy there.
It's colder in the basement than it is outside.
It's colder in the basement than it is outside.
Yeah, he's a downer.
Playtesting Winter War or some Arctic game, perhaps. Something like that. So, yeah, I was just as you were coming on, joining here, just giving the highlights. Looks like we had 150 plus attendees, but let me turn it over to you, Bill and Billy, first. I mean, it's great that you hosted such a great event. I'll let you start off top of the show here with comments, reaction to the event.
No, it was a good time.
A great segue. Wasn't that a great segue? It was so smoothly. And we practice this all the time, by the way. So
Yeah, it was a good time. So
how tired are you guys? Are you tired, or are you recuperated yet? Or
no, we're all set.
you're all set? Okay. So so again, 150 people. I think there's quite a few people that have joined tonight that were also at Expo. So it's going to be a challenge keeping up with all the comments. But I just want to remind everybody, since it's a town hall and that we're back, you want to get in your hashtag town hall for the free giveaway tonight. That we'll do at the conclusion of today's session. You want me to get right into the highlights of Expo? I got a bunch of stuff to share if you want, Bill, and you guys can do color commentary with me if you'd like.
Yeah, if you want.
All right, let's do it. So let's bring it up here. So just wanted to let everybody know this actually started, I believe it was after day one of the event. We started adding photos to our gallery that we have for Compass Expo. It's pretty easy to find. It's listed on our Constant World forum. It's on our Facebook page. It's on Discord channel. So it's in quite a few places. But if anybody hasn't had a chance yet to visit the photo gallery from this year's Expo, basically it's a bit.ly link. So you just want to type Compass Expo Gallery 2022 with a few hyphens in it. So if you just take that, I'm going to actually show it to you now. You can actually see it here in my browser. But what I thought I'd do is just sort of touch upon some of the highlights of the event, sort of do this journey together about the event. And then good luck to me trying to track comments tonight. I'm going to try to do my best, but it's going to be a lot going on. But yeah, let's start here again with Compass Expo. Obviously, we started with sort of a panoramic shot. This is, I think, on the first day on Friday, people still arriving. We had 3 different gaming areas. This was the main gaming hall that you could come into. And then we had 2 separate areas that were adjoining that were a little bit smaller. And you'll see a few pictures of those rooms as well. But this was the main gaming area. It was a good layout, Bill. I thought everybody seemed to like the layout. We had the whiteboard for people to write games they were looking to play. We had the flea market tables were just outside this room. Just as you enter, we had 2 big flea market tables. I think I picked up 1 item myself. But yeah, it was really a great time. And then I think didn't you bring your own tables, I think, this year as well, right?
Oh yeah, we bought like 20 of them.
Yeah. So, and we needed them because so I didn't mention this. We had about a 20% increase in attendance this year over last year. Of course, last year was expected to be a little less just because we were going through the COVID situation at the time. But yeah, picked up over 20%. So 150 plus people. So let's go ahead and we'll, so here's, we did the Compass Games Store with 50. We did the Compass Game Store with 50% off. So you can see here, sort of, could zoom in here a little bit. You can see all the games. So we had, everything was done alphabetically as far as the box games. And then we had Paper Wars over, you can't really see it here where Billy's back is showing, but we got a whole Paper Wars section right here as well. We had a big poster board as you come in. That maybe Golden Age, that's our Golden Age line that maybe you can talk about a little bit about tonight, Bill, if you'd like. But yeah, we had some additional information about a new project or projects we're working on as well. That was just outside that area. And let me go on to the next one here. So there's the host himself on the right, sitting with Art Lupinacci, who joined us from Canada. Art was kind enough to host Russian campaign tournament, which went quite well. We think we had 8 people signed up, and Bill was gracious enough. I think you gave a lot of participation prizes, Bill. I think you gave away three prizes out of the 8 or something. So a lot of lucky winners in that tournament, I think. So that was early on during the event. You can see Russia Besieged set up by Art. That's his design and publication. This is actually, I think, a bit later during the Expo event in the main gaming hall, maybe a day later, but again, the same thing as you can see here. Here we have one of the playtests, featured playtests, or really it was a game demonstration as well that we had for Engine Thieves, which is, again, it's sort of a crossover game, which falls under. Can you give a little rundown of the Golden Age, Bill? Maybe can you do that for everybody? What
Oh, you want me to do that now?
Yeah, would that be okay? Because then I'm going to show some other images that fall under the Golden Age line. So maybe you can let everybody know what that's about, if you don't mind.
Well, because the average age of Compass management has really dropped over the years to like 60 plus or 55 plus down to I think our average age now is like 32.
Thank goodness. I'm the oldest, so thank God for that.
Yeah, we've got all these young people involved and they wanted to do something different. Okay, and that's where we'll be doing some games every year that are of a different line. They're not truly traditional war games. Okay, they're more of a hybrid. That doesn't mean they're going to be Euros.
Right.
Okay, but that just means they're not going to be traditional war games. And we're going to do something different in that we're really going to do like real Kickstarters and real marketing and stuff like that for those games. And then that's really the young they told me they were going to cut my head off, but that was
there you go.
Yeah,
you're getting outnumbered by the young.
Yeah, they want the keys to the kingdom, which means they're going to chop my head off someday. But no, it's just going to be a new line that the young folks are going to be really running those games from, and I have authority to axe it or make sure it's feasible. But they're really running with those, and that's their thing. So that's what they're doing.
And I think that's where the Golden Age came from, that Brittany coin, which is from the Chronicles of Narnia, where the 4 children took over the kingdom from you, Bill, the older guy that had to go off with his head. So it actually fits quite well. And I should have mentioned up front, we had some highlight events. I should have probably said, about the designer seminars and obviously the town hall that you did live there for the attendees, where you really got into a lot of details about the Golden Age line that's starting up with Billy, Julian, Brittany, the whole crew. Really helpful information. We're going to talk about a few of those games now, which Engine Thieves, again, we'll come back to that here in a moment. Engine Thieves is one of them. But no, you gave a really good recap of that. I saw Kevin Conway just made a comment who was there, said he's excited about these crossover games. As you mentioned, not pure Euro, but nice crossover games. So I know we'll talk more about that for sure. So let me go back to sharing the stream again. So again, this is Engine Thieves. So this is a demo. I've got another shot here as well. This was a game I think we became aware of during WBC this year, if I'm not mistaken. So it really caught our eye. The designer did a great job presenting it, and he was busy throughout the entire event. Wes Crawford, I believe, is the designer, if I got the name right, hopefully. Because there's a lot of new designers we're working with, so it's hard to keep track of new designers. But Wes also has a nice musical background, concert musician background. But he's done a really awesome job with his cohort that he has on this historical, which he said could have taken 2 years off the Civil War if the raid had been successful. Would have had a huge impact on the Civil War based on 20 Confederate, was it Union Raiders? I'm getting it backwards. I think it was Union Raiders that did it. But really amazing what he has there. John Tsai, we talked about John Tsai earlier from the Philippines. He's still at the hotel. You can still meet with him tonight, Bill, while you're there at home. But John's here on the right side. If you haven't had an opportunity or the pleasure to meet John Tsai, he's here pictured on the right. Looks like he's playing Empire of the Sun. So that was early on. Here we have 1914 again. So this is important to point out. You could play whatever games from whatever publisher you want. We're coming together to celebrate the hobby. For us, it's great because we're we're getting together with our customers. Absolutely. But, of course, people had a lot of different games out that they were playing. So this is World War I, 1914 by designer Michael Resch. Again, here we have the U.S. Civil War, which is quite a popular title as well. We had 2 or 3 different setups of that game. Pictured here, yeah, it's a little hard. Not the best picture I took here, but this is Bill Cooper, the designer of Beneath the Southern Cross. As Bill always does, I need to find him a table near a wall outlet because he's taking playtest notes, and we're just wrapping up Beneath the Southern Cross, which was the playtest session he was doing. And again, he was one of many designers doing seminars, but that's just him setting up, getting ready for the playtest session of Beneath the Southern Cross. This is by Roger Nord. This is the map for Lawrence of Arabia. Bill sat down with Roger. Share with us, Bill, a little bit about your sit down, if you don't mind, with Roger.
Yeah, that's
Nord.
actually going to artwork, and it's a remake, but it's adding cards to it. Okay, it's not going to be card driven. Okay, but they're actually going to be like cards that have historical events in them. So that is actually going to artwork.
Yep, that's exciting news. And Roger did make some minor adjustments to the game already. I believe he added some game cards for random events, for historical events that can come into play during play. So he's done a little bit to it for sure, as far as enhancing the game. Here we have Tex. I like to call him Tex on the right, John Texera. Hope I pronounced John's last name right. I call him Tex. Here they're playing Case Geld with Barry Setzer on the left, who I believe resides in Maryland, if I'm not mistaken. So they're having fun early on. John was kind enough to show the cover here to make it clear what game he was playing, Case Geld with Barry there. And they had a lot of fun with that game. Here's Brittany, upper right,
hi,
obviously. This is before she had to leave for some minor thing like getting married or something. So yeah, she actually joined us early on before her wedding ceremony, and she was playing Pacific Theater scenario of the War Pacific. And then in front, you can see Europe is set up as well. They had a total of 5 or 6 players. Yeah, Brittany's a hardcore player. I think everybody knows that about Brittany already. And she was having a great time. She completed the scenario to show how these monster games can be played quickly. She had a day or two before she had to leave. And she completed the, I'm not sure if it was the Guadalcanal scenario or Santa Cruz, but she completed the scenario for Pacific before she left, which is great. Here again is Roger Nord, pictured with that map you saw earlier. He's a great designer, had a really good designer session. He's done a lot of great games in his career, and we're so happy to be working with him, actually on 2 different titles right now. Here we have a designer, front right, Kevin McPartland, front right, doing a play test of The Great Hunger, which I think is also known as the Potato Wars in Ireland. Julian, you might recognize Julian right here. He does our Kickstarter videos usually. So there's Julian. And then again, we've got Barry Setzer and John Texera doing a guest appearance, having a lot of fun playing the game. Forgot who won this game. Do you know who won this one?
Yeah, I think Julian did.
Julian won it. Okay, there you go.
He didn't, because he said he didn't come in last, but he didn't come in first.
Oh, he didn't come in first, but he didn't come in last.
I don't know if it was Barry or Tex.
Okay. Who won it? And then FYI, if you see a green flag, we have green flags on our tables for any like demo games or drop-in gaming opportunities. So that helps people coming in because there's so many tables. We direct them where we can. But yeah, if there's a green flag on a table, that means it's a drop-in gaming opportunity, or in this case, it was a demo of The Great Hunger. Here again is another shot of the War Europe. So there's Brittany, but here we have the designer Ernie Copley, who you can see right here with the blue. That's Ernie, the designer of the War Europe, the expansion for Europe, and the War Pacific. And Ernie was squared off against Brittany. She's smiling because she kicked his ass, is what I hear. So that's not a shocker there, but that was a lot of fun for the war. We have here, we have Gary, who's known as Art Wolf Lair, Gary N. Mangle of Art Wolf's Lair. Just taking a quick break there on the left. You've probably seen him on the YouTube channel, of course. Gary's probably has the most hours on air than anybody on YouTube right now covering the hobby because he's a really dedicated content contributor. And then I believe he brought Warren Europe maps with him because he had an incident when he was moving to his new house where all the counters fell out on the floor and everything. So he put out the maps and was trying to put, I think, the counters back together to make sure none were missing. So he did a little mini project with the Europe Warren Europe. And Bill, I believe you sat down with this young gentleman. I don't know his name. I didn't have the opportunity to meet him here, bottom left. But I believe he talked to you about the hobby and I think a design.
He's very young.
Yes, he is.
Yes, so he has a couple designs, and no, he came for the whole time, and he had a good time playing with people. He played Greg Smith's games. He had a good time, and everybody treated him nice, and so he had no problem getting into the hobby.
Yeah, and Gregory Smith, by the way, is standing right here. So here's Gregory Smith, everybody. He had a full corner section, which he needed for the ballroom because he had 3 or 4 different game demonstrations going on. This is his Rebel Yell, which is the American Civil War using the Tide system. He also had American Tank Ace set up and being played, and his Blood and Sand tournament. That was also a tournament, Blood and Sand Gladiators. So this is just showing his Rebel Yell game, or Rebel Tide game, and he got some great feedback on it from folks. So just to share that with you. Here's Art Lupinacci again, showing off his Russia Besieged game, and we actually have on pre-order the Finnish front for this game, and so that's something definitely worth getting if you don't have the player's guide either. For Russia Besieged, I believe it's still in stock. I don't think that's an item I haven't checked the website, but I believe it's still available. You can get is that correct? You can get the player's guide still, right, Bill?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's still available. I was thinking of the war expansion is sold out. That's where I was giving pause. Okay, this was awesome. So Randy Heller, again, did a stellar job. Randy's right here. Did a stellar job with Bitterwood. So we had a bunch of Bitterwood set up being played. We had a Bitterwoods tournament. We had several tournaments. We had about 5 or 6 tournaments if we count what Gregory Smith did. Various games. We'll talk about those here in a moment. But Bitterwoods is always a very popular tournament, and that's that's Randy Heller who helped support that. Here we have Here we have Eric, who's in charge of the Third World War series moving forward. So we have a great project team. The team's Eric and many others, Greg Warren and others who do a great job. Eric was here playing Third World War with several people, but also I think I'll have pictures here of the Manchurian Front, which is the next big game and new design in the Third World War series. So that's I think it's almost about a year out, or hopefully less. But they're very active working on Manchurian Front. We want to get it out as soon as we can. In the meantime, I spoke with Eric, and he's working on articles to be published. Might be a small mini game on Cuba we might be able to get out. We're trying to work through all those things with Bill because this is a big Manchurian Front's a big effort. It's going to be like a year, so we're trying to fill in the gaps until that year's up. But he's done a great job with a bunch of articles already, like Meeple's Magazine. He did a great job on an article for Meeple's Magazine. And he's doing more articles. Here we have Ardennes 44. So Bulge is always a popular topic. So Bulge 44 being played. Here again, this is NATO. So Bruce Maxwell's NATO game. I think this was played for at least 3 days. May have been more than one setup. They may have done a reset because the game does move fairly quickly. But there's NATO. NATO, by the way, I haven't memorized all the games, but NATO, thanks to everybody who nominated NAMO for the Charles S. Robert Awards for Modern Era Game. Published, and also for artwork, which is Bruce Urian. So thank you for that. I don't have the list in front of me. We have some other games nominated, but yeah, thank you for the votes for NATO. Bruce did an awesome job with that game. So they enjoyed that. Here we have Bitterwood. So this is the tournament, but this is oversized maps of Bitterwoods. Here we have Paul Koenig is pictured here. He's a big Bulge fan. He had his own Bulge game. That he was also just next. You can't see it. It was on the same table, I believe, to the left of the picture. but he has his Bulge game as well that we're looking to do. But he's a big Bitter Woods fan, so he was playing that with these oversized. This is the supersized version of Bitter Woods, which you can get through big board games.
Oh,
Let's go on here. And here we have, again, another setup. So this is the U.S. Civil War again, but you might notice a difference here. I don't know if you can tell in this case,
yeah.
but this is the oversized. This is the supersized version of U.S. Civil War. So the pieces are at least, they're about an inch in size, I'd say. Again, this is something you can get through the big board. You can get Compass Game products, several of them through big board. It's just blowing everything up. Which works great for conventions. So that's the supersized U.S. Civil War right there being played. And let's see. I think that's 6 Minutes to Midnight, which that's a designer we've worked with, Bill. Who did that publication again? It's
yeah, but he wasn't there.
No, he wasn't there, but they had like a big demo.
Yeah, he does Blue Water Navy.
Blue Water Navy, thank you. Yep, so that was set up, but the designer wasn't there. Again, another U.S. Civil War shot for you. Here's Bill Cooper going through. There was more than one playtester. There was one or two more that joined later, but this is early on during the Beneath the Southern Cross playtest. This is one of the adjoining rooms, Bill and Billy, that we had. So it actually had some nice windows. Some sunlight came through, but it was not disruptive to the tables at all. It wasn't anything like that. Not a glare problem. This is actually also, we got you can see there's a desk light being used, and they had this smaller scenario and then a bigger version of a Most Fearful Sacrifice Civil War game was being played, and they had the big set. You'll see the big set here in a moment, right here, that was being played. So this is, I think, Flying Pig Games, A Most Fearful Sacrifice, that was being played. You can see it's a separate room, and then it's really hard to see. There's another room that adjoins in the background. If you can see my blue dot here right over his shoulder, that's actually a entryway to another room of about 6 to 8 tables of gaming space. So those are the 3 big areas we had for gaming right there. This is the oldest game being played, I believe, which I always enjoy to see. That anybody want to take a guess what this game is? I probably can't keep up with the comments, but this is you can probably guess what this game is. I'll see if somebody wants to comment on it. But there you go. Tell me what game you think that is, and we'll see if we have a winner who can guess what that game is. And yes, we have a winner. I think Art said Bulge 81. So there you go. Art's the winner. That was an easy one. This is one of those area movement games. I think I want to say it's Stalingrad. I don't know. I might have it wrong. This is by another publisher. That's why I haven't memorized it. Yeah, it is Stalingrad by Turning Point Simulations. I don't know the subtitle, but you guys are good at this. You guys can give me the subtitle. This game was designed by, I know his first name's Michael, the designer, but again, it's an outside company. I just can't remember off the top of my head. This is a published game. Somebody's going to help me out on this one, on the Stalingrad. Here we go. Thank you, Darth Dog on YouTube. You guys are awesome. The viewers know all this stuff. I can't keep up. You guys are awesome. Stalingrad, Verdun on the Volga. Absolutely. So sort of in the same style as Turning Point Stalingrad, Breakout Normandy, those games. Casino from Avalon Hill. Thank you for that very much. Appreciate it. You guys, Michael Ranella. Yeah, I didn't have his last name. You guys saved me again on that. Awesome job, guys. Thank you for doing that for me. Yeah. Let's go back to some more clips, videos. Here we go. So this is one I want to zoom in on for you folks. So if you can read the box, the white box title, the all-important box title, this is where our crack team of 6 to 8 project team leaders are working again on Third World War, the next game in the series. And here are the maps, etc. It's the Manchurian Front. So Manchurian Front's a big project. Again, far east, obviously, for the Third World War series. And Eric and team, they're probably going to need 9 months to a year working on this game. So they've got a lot of stuff for it. As a matter of fact, I think we've got the Meeples, the article that Eric authored for Meeples Magazine is actually right here. This is the Meeples Magazine, which I've never heard of before. Brittany made me aware of it, but it's great. We get coverage and articles now in Meeples Monthly. And Eric did a great job with an article, I believe, on air power, use of air power in the Third World War game. So it was great to see all this content. People were really excited about Manchurian Front as well. This is that photo of Bill and Art you saw earlier. Here we go. This is one of Greg's games right here. Probably the highlight of pickup games that was being played, and it was a tournament as well. This was Blood and Sand, the Gladiator game that we're working on. This actually uses miniatures to add some flavor to it. Bill, I think you're looking at miniatures, or the team's looking at miniatures possibly.
Yeah, we're looking at miniatures.
For this, this was probably this probably had the most players for any single game at Compass Expo.
Well, that Meeples thing, or whatever you call it, for Third World War is going to be in the next game.
Meeples Monthly article. Oh, yes, great!
The article. The counters are going to be in the next game.
Yeah, great to hear that. So, so this was very active. Again, there were other games like Engine Thieves. I know Engine Thieves had a lot of drop-in gaming going on. The Great Hunger. A lot of games. So it's hard to realize. If I call out one, I'm going to get in trouble for not calling out another. But this one definitely had a lot of people playing the game. So really a lot of excitement around it for sure. Okay, let's go to the next photo. I have to zoom out for this arrow to work. There we go. There's the arrow. Again, here we have what that younger gentleman I was talking about. He looks to be a designer that Bill's communicating with already, and I'm sure I'll reach out to Brittany as well. He's got, I think, some interesting designs in mind. So
yeah, Gregory, I remember his name. His name is Mark.
Mark. So Mark, I thank you for that. So Mark here is sitting down with Gregory Smith. Greg's taking Mark through American Tank Ace, while it's also being played here in the foreground. There was a tournament for American Tank Ace. We'll talk about that here in a little bit, everybody. So again, great. And a lot of people played these drop-in tournaments with Greg as well. This is, again, Rebel Tide. It's a new design. This is the first time it was play tested, by the way, at Compass Expo. So it premiered at Compass Expo as a first play test session. And Greg had a lot of people running through it. Interesting to note, I did ask this question. The playtesters also had a lot of experience with A House Divided, which is, of course, a popular GDW Frank Chadwick design, which people will just naturally compare this game to. It's just going to be a natural thing, given the style of the game, and Greg was getting some excellent feedback on it. Enemy Action Car Cop, the two-player version was being played. The gentleman, and I think I might have a later photo with the other gentleman that was faced off here, but yes, Enemy Action Car Cop was in the back area. This game, by the way, Bill, correct me if I'm not mistaken, this game is currently out of stock, but coming back in print soon, I believe.
Yes.
Enemy Action Car Cop. Thank you. Thank you for that. Oh, all right, Mr. Jack Stalika. I don't know if you're in the house here, Jack, as a viewer. If you are, thank you so much. If not, you can get the recording. Thank you again. Jack did an awesome job running not only a tournament, but he also did like a 101 tutorial. This is him doing the tutorial in one of these breakout rooms. I mentioned this is actually the breakout room in the way back that you really couldn't see in that first photo where I was showing a most fearful sacrifice. And this is Jack in the Montreal Canadiens outfit on the right. He's doing a game demo. He's training the tournament, some of the tournament entrants for this tournament. Oh, yeah. And he did a great job. I think he had at least 8 people in the tournament. And he's a huge fan of Europe in Turmoil. And, of course, we have Europe in Turmoil 2 on pre-order. And also a deluxe edition of Europe in Turmoil is coming because there were some advancements made in the new Europe in Turmoil 2 design that we wanted to bring Europe in Turmoil up to the same standard as well. So we actually have 2 Europe in Turmoils on pre-order right now. So check them out, if you would, on our pre-order page. It was very, very popular. As I mentioned, over 3 days, we did various designer seminars. Bill and Billy, awesome idea to go ahead and break them out this year. Typically, what we would do is we do a free-for-all. We'd have maybe, right, Bill? What do we have, 7 or 8 designers as a round table?
Yeah, yep.
Last year in the room. And you said, let's do a totally different approach. Plus, we had more designers. So we had 12 to 14 designers, and they each had 30 minutes to do presentations. And we had, if people that signed up for Expo, you received the seminar schedule in advance, so you would know when they were. Bill's got some good ideas how we might space them out further for our next expo event, but it was a big success. You can see the turnout was very good every time, as you can see here in this picture. Every designer was very happy with the turnout. I was worried, okay, maybe one or two designers might not have a big turnout just with timing and luck, but we were very happy with the turnout. Each design, and every designer just loved presenting. So this is Kevin. This is Kevin McPartlin doing a presentation on the new Maori game, which is now shipping. So it's actually shipping now, Maori. And he also then talked about the Great Hunger as well, which was that I showed that earlier a few photos ago, which is his next design he's worked on, which will be produced by Compass Games as well. So he covered both those games, and he spent most of his time on Maori, as sort of expected, being just released. So here he's talking about Maori. You can see a good turnout there we had. Here he's talking about the Great Hunger. It's really hard to see, I realize, but he's holding up the cover. He has a Compass template treatment to it. So hard to see. Sorry, everybody. I can't zoom in any more than that. It's an iPhone photo. It's the best I could do. But Julian took some great shots as well. But there you go. That's Kevin McPartlin with the first designers. He kicked off our designer seminars this year. Again, this is the Engine Thieves, part of the Golden Age game line that's coming by Wes Crawford. Again, highly, a lot of participants, highly played game for sure. This game here is the War Europe and Pacific again, just a close-up of the map. I showed you that earlier. Here's the nice, again, here's, they did a great job with and you'll see a better shot of the poster here. The Great Locomotive Chase. This is something I didn't know anything about this, Bill and Billy. I don't know if you knew the history of this whole thing about Engine Thieves. I had never heard of it before.
Yeah, it was a Disney movie.
Oh, Disney. Haven't heard of the Disney movie at all.
It was back in the 1960s.
I was just I'm old, but yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I gotta rent it on. I'm gonna have to rent it. I don't know if others here have seen it. So here we have Kevin. I want to mention this. Kevin Conway is pictured here, front right here, and he does an awesome job for us. So props to Kevin. He does all our Vassal modules. Not all. He does a lot of Vassal modules, especially for development and playtesting. He's doing one right now for me for playtesting. So here we have another, we had two different playtest sessions going on. It's Barry Setzer joining him here, and he's getting a walkthrough of the, I'm so sorry. I can't remember this gentleman's name. Bill, do you know his name? He had
a relative who was in the raid.
That's why I want to mention him by name. I feel so badly. I can't do that right now. Maybe Brittany can post his name because Brittany will know his name. But he had a relative that was part of this raid of only, I think, 20 people were part of the raid. Just 20 people conducted this raid, and he had a distant relative that was part of it. So that was amazing to talk with him. Here he is again having the relative who was part of this. So really touches home for him as well. And it's Greg Pittenger. So his name is Greg Pittenger. Thank you, Lynn, for that. So there, I want to give him proper recognition. It's not too often you have, and he's not the core game designer. So for Wes Crawford, as he mentioned during his seminar, imagine what it's like as a designer when the person you're collaborating with had a relative in this famous historical situation, and you're trying to do justice to it. So Wes was really making a funny anecdote about, it was really close to home. So it was really something else. Here we have Gregory Smith again. This is at the Rebel Tide playtest table. This is Roger Nord doing a designer session on Lawrence of Arabia. He's also, it's not pictured here, he actually started talking about Grand Army of the Republic, which is the first game by Roger Nord going into artwork. So Bill contracted, or we contracted at Compass with Roger for those two titles. He's also enhanced, Compass as well, together. We're enhancing Grand Army of the Republic, also making it more solitaire friendly with a bot as well. So it's going to be a really nice game. And that one, Grand Army of the Republic, is going to artwork first, and then Lawrence of Arabia will follow that one. So again, here's Roger Nord presenting. Mike Wilner, he actually presented his Prelude to Revolution during our first Compass Expo 2018. And now we have he's got a proof copy of the game in-house here. As you can see, this was the actual game. He had the actual components of the game that he was able to do because the game's not shipping yet, but he had an advanced copy that we need to proof. So Mike did a full 30-minute session on Prelude to Revolution. Very intriguing seminar because he went so much into the history and the design challenges of how to do this design, which he spent 3 to 4 years of design work, and also at least 2 years of heavy play testing, along with the series designer was involved in the play testing as a consultant as well. So that was an excellent designer session with Mike Wilner. Here's a close-up again of Mike Wilner with Prelude. You can see the Prelude to Revolution box right here. So you can see it in the raw, if you will, even though it's not shipping yet. We had the full game there, and Mike's going through the game during his session. I mentioned there's a pickup board. I have another picture of this. This is early on when the expo just started. Yeah, it's a great way just to write down what games you're looking to play. So we have people just, how to reach me for certain games. And then on the right, we have our seminar schedule for all 3 days. And this is early on. What was his name again? The young gentleman, Bill? Mark, you said? Or Mark. So here's Bill. I think this is when he was first being introduced to Mark, talking about designs and such. So Bill was kind enough to spend quite a bit of time with Mark. Bill was dressed very cool. Bill won the prize for the most cool dressed dude at his own event. There's one of the flea market tables we had. We had 2. Here's the other flea market table. We had some stuff on available. Some stuff moved here. Here again is NATO being played. Close up of NATO being played. Here stop it. My iPhone's going off here. And here is Blood and Sand Gladiator, Greg's game being played. Oh, that, by the way, that's Maurice Fitzgerald of Mo's Game Table right here. I should mention that's Mo's Game Table right there. Mo getting whacked, probably, I would suspect. I don't know. Here we have, no, that's not Holland 44 being played. What is that being played? Oh, hold on. Triumph and Tragedy. Sorry, guys. So this was a game of Triumph and Tragedy being played as well. So again, all publisher games being played. Here we have No Peace Without Spain. A close-up of Bitter Woods, or that may have been Ardennes 44. One of Enemy Action. Close-up of Enemy Action Kharkov. Here we have designers. Yeah, we got Mike Wilner on the right. We got Gary on the left. And, I'm going to kill myself.
Wes
Crawford in the middle there. So Kevin McPartland, Roger Nord, John Texera. Oh, talking about Lawrence of Arabia. They were doing a bit of a playtest session there. Here we have, this was Conflict of Heroes by Academy Games. Europe in Turmoil. This is actually during tournament play. This is after the tutorial. This is actually tournament play going on. Again, this is that's exactly what I was talking about. I actually like this room a lot. It has a nice view going out, sort of refreshing, and there's no sun issues during the day ever. So it's an awesome room. So you got all these windows. And here they're doing a most fearful sacrifice. Had a ton of fun playing it. It was up for the 3 or 4 days. And then they had the smaller version of it off to the side being played right here, as you can see. War for America. Gilbert Collins was in the house. So, of course, War for America was being played, which was awesome to see. Here we have great battles of the American Civil War. Actually, what Valley of Death, or Death Valley game. Here we have, of course, Maori's now shipping, guys. So are you guys, hopefully you have this game. You should be receiving it. So we had 2 separate playthroughs of Maori being played one night. So Kevin was enjoying sort of leading that group. He didn't have space. He told me, Bill and Billy, he got kicked out. He couldn't play his own game because there were too many participants. So he had to stand up and he had to sort of just watch everybody have fun.
Hey, John.
Yes, sir.
How many more of these do you have?
Oh, there's a bunch, but I can stop, take a break.
No, like how many?
Well, I tried to load a lot for everybody. Yeah, so I won't go through all of them.
Holy. Yeah,
But-
no, I'm just saying.
But we wanted to give that expo experience online. So people always say, please take photos. Now they want videos, of course. But and by the way, I did beg, borrow, and steal photos off of Facebook, off the Compass Enthusiast group, of people that took photos as well. So it wasn't just me at the end. It was also photos by other people. So that's why we have so many. We have over 300 photos altogether.
Okay, no, I just wanted to. Yeah, no, I guess my question would be if the audience wants to go through each one.
Probably can't do it in 15 minutes anyway. So probably we can only pick some highlights. What I would recommend is everybody please go online. That's a good segue, Bill, for me. So thank you for that. So you want to go here, or you'll find the links on. You'll find the link on our discussions on very Discord, Constant World Forum, Facebook page. It's all over Facebook, obviously, as well. But this is the link if you don't have it handy, that you can just go to bit.ly and type in Compass Expo Gallery 2022. You can post comments if you'd like as well. So yes, please check it out. I want to give you that expo experience through photos. So I'll just highlight. Let me just do this. I'll just highlight. So yeah, all of Greg's different designs are here. Here's all of Greg's games in various modes of playtests. So yeah, I'll just highlight. Good idea. I'll just highlight a few things.
Yeah,
here.
let me go back, and what I want to show people is
yeah.
Do you have anything on the Divine Wind and Blitz?
Yes, I do. So Divine
and
Wind
War in Atlantic.
I don't have War for the Atlantic because I don't play. So here's Divine Wind by yes, we have Divine Wind right here by Frank Davis, the Frank Davis of SPI fame, Wellington's Victory, a few other titles. Red Sun Rising from SPI. He was out of design work for 30, 40 years, and he's coming back to design with here Divine Wind, if everybody can see that.
Divine Wind.
So there we go. So you can see the cover. You can see there's a cover there for it. Very intriguing seminar that he did. Here's the map. So you'll find some Divine Wind coverage. He also did a seminar. I've got some photos of him doing his seminar.
And it's got a solo. You can play solitaire with it too. So
it's exactly. So I do not have. I don't believe I have.
Go back. Go back.
Okay.
No. Go back. There's 1812.
Yes. So here is 1812, which is on our soon to ship roster. It's on our pipeline schedule on the home page.
Yep. So ship, I think in January.
Yep. It's going to ship soon. So there you go. That's the full game. It was out on display. The designer, of course, was there as well, but it was just to show. It was to show all the components. Everybody really enjoyed looking through that. I think I might have one more photo right here. There you go. So there's another aspect of the game as well. Really good counters, by the way. Love the counters to the game that I saw. Really well done. So let me go back, Bill, so you can sort of pick and choose. There's Prelude to Revolution, by the way. Just a quick shout out for Prelude to Revolution.
And he's actually starting to work on Prelude to the Revolution.
Yep.
So
or the next game.
I don't know what that
Yeah, the American Revolution, right?
Yeah.
So just going through here. These are shots I didn't take right here. These are from Julian, I believe, or maybe Art Wolf had taken some. So these are all, I think it was Art Wolf that took these photos close up. Here we have a lot of photos of Divine Wind. You'll have 8, so I'll go here quickly. Again, Frank Davis with Ron Tolke, the artist. Again, so Frank Davis, the designer of SPI. Here's the game being played. Nice little layout. Here's the map with the counters in play during the game. Not final artwork, still some tweaks going on. So some card-driven play, by the way. Here's status displays for the Japanese fleet on the left, as well as the operation areas on the right. Also code breaking. Code breaking and intelligence is also happening on the right side. So operations planner. Same thing, same situation for the Allied player, of course. So you mirror the same components for the Allied side. And again, some resolution for battles and engagements. You see here some the artwork, by the way, people really were intrigued by the artwork for the game, really something else. So lots of pictures. I don't believe we had set up Battle of the South Atlantic, which is
but
coming.
I'm surprised we don't have anything for the
We do.
lightning strikes.
We do. It is a town hall picture.
Blitz 2, I don't believe that
No, you
was.
do.
I'm not sure that was set up, actually.
You have his town hall. Not when it's set up, but you have his where it's on the wall.
Yeah, I don't think Blitz 2. I think he had it maybe 2 hours. You know what? He had it up for maybe 2 hours, but it was just sort of, it wasn't really organized because he had a seminar to do that night.
Okay.
But that's something we could always work on for sure. So again, just a lot of fun. Gosh, there's a lot of, there's other designers. So we have Desert Blitzkrieg here.
Oh, yes.
So Desert Blitzkrieg was being play tested during the event, as you can see here. So lots of games going on there. So again, with 300 photos, yeah, unfortunately I can't go through everything. People would be bored to death probably doing that. But this was the most intriguing thing. Somebody had an ice hockey game. Since the Dallas Stars are playing right now, yeah, I had to take a picture of it, of Trick Shot, an ice hockey game. But they were having fun playing ice hockey game. So there you go on that one. It was great seeing Bruno, by the way, at the event. So I'm just here's Frank Davis doing his. This is Frank doing his seminar again. He goes back to SPI days, so he's a true veteran of the hobby, much like Roger Nord is as well. And we're so excited to see he's actually taken up game design again after about 40 years, he said. And this is a game he had started designing 40 years ago, and he came back to it with a completely new treatment. He wanted it to be playable in just a few hours. Very important to him that it's playable in a few hours rather than a few days.
Well, that was fun.
All right. So again, lots of photos for people to look at. I wish, and again, look at the turnouts were great. You can see we had, really good turnouts for every session. We had 14 or so sessions, had great turnouts across the board. Bill Cooper doing his Beneath the Southern Cross.
Oh, yeah, that's moving along.
Had stuff on the walls, on both walls he would go through. So again, everybody, Ernie Copley presenting his Desert Generals game, which is here bottom right. So we had 2 World War II strategic level games going on, Desert Blitzkrieg, as well as Desert Generals. And again, totally different design approaches to the same topic. So we fully support each designer.
Wow.
Absolutely. Here's what I want to get into was going back to the Golden Age, Bill. We had a really nice, intriguing poster that Brittany had produced with one of the games that's in the work, Imperamus, and it had a QR code where you can get information about that game. What's the game by Chris Moeller? The fantasy game. What's that called, Billy?
Iron Banner.
Iron Banner? No.
Yeah.
What's that?
Burning Banners.
Burning Banners.
Burning Banner. So we have 3 games. We have 3 games in the 3 games.
Well, you didn't say there's Heather. Okay, who cares about that? There's Heather.
There's Heather.
Say hi to Heather.
Yep, Heather's Heather's getting more involved. So we have Imperamus, Ancients game. So it's not like a pure Euro game. It's a crossover, has military aspects to it. All these we have the Engine Thieves game, which was, that was being played, with all the posters and everything. And Burning Banners, which is a fantasy game with a huge story and I believe a comic book treatment behind it by Chris Moeller of Napoleon Eagles fame. And he did 1862 Brothers at War. Let's talk about the best-selling games, Bill, at Compass Expo for a moment. You had the Compass store. People had a chance to get some deals. Can you share with everybody what were the most popular sellers at Expo?
I have it right here. Let me see. Russian Campaign.
Which one? Russian Campaign?
We have Russian Campaign and then American Tank Ace.
Russian Campaign and then American Tank Ace. There you go.
And then Brothers at War did very well too. And
Brothers at War. That's Chris Moeller again, who's done Napoleon Eagles, and he's doing this Burning Banners game as well.
We sold like 500 games. 500
games were sold?
Yeah, well, that's a lot for 150 people.
Excellent. Excellent. So let's go to comments. I'm sorry, folks, with the photos. Forgive me. It's really hard. I couldn't really do the comments section tonight. So
Well,
let's
you know,
catch up here. So E4 Airman, thanks for joining us. You
my
picked
games,
up
that's what
on
I said.
Telemar. 1812. I was showing that 1812 Great Lakes. Again, you can see all these photos on that link. Go to our
Now-
Facebook page. You'll find the links for that.
Now, because I had a great time.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Oh yeah, because I had a great time. We're having our convention twice a year now, and we set it all up with the hotel, so we're all set for it.
I'm excited. It's so great getting together with everybody to go to
talking to people, and I had a great time.
It's awesome. So
And
twice
I
a
think
year.
everybody else did some.
And
yeah, so
and
we're getting all the information together.
Yep.
But it's going to be the Thursday after Mother's Day.
Yep, Thursday, which I believe is May 8th. So May 18th through the 22nd is what we're looking at. So we'll have Compass Games Expo spring, May 18th through the 22nd. And then we'll do, of course, Compass Games Expo fall, which is, again, on Veterans Day weekend, like we've done it every year. So we'll have 2 per year. And excited about the spring convention. I know some people couldn't make it this year in November, but they said spring would work out. That we're at, the ones that were at the convention for next year, they said, oh, that actually works out better for me. Here's Jack says we should find Courtney Allen of Storm Over Arnhem and Upfront fame to get him to create a new innovative game. I think that could be definitely possible because he is a great designer, no doubt. Absolutely. Absolutely. So just catching up in comments here. Yes, Frank also worked with other publishers. I apologize. I just know him for sure from, I'm a big SPI fan, so I know his work. I know his body of work for SPI. Looks like somebody's got also some contributions to us, Bill. Don't miss this. We've got some hot photos of somebody's sister. So happy to hear that. Everybody, see, we're very transparent. Everybody gets a chance to... John was playing Cataclysm. That's right, Cataclysm. You'll find. See, you're all gonna all see some. If you were at Expo, you should see yourself in a photo. I'll be very disappointed if you don't see yourself in a photo. With all the photos that were taken, having 300 of them, I'm going to be upset if you don't see a photo of yourself. Have you given up on Rob Markham and? So, Bill, we can address this one. You can tackle Battle Him 2, and I can sort of tackle.
Rob, Rob, we've sort of given up on that too.
Unless we did a straight reprint.
No, but I don't think that's happening.
So Battle Him 2. So Biss, you're right. Battle Him 2 did come up several times.
Yeah, we had to move the artist. Yeah, we had to move the artist. So hopefully we could get things going again, but that's in the works. It's just taking a long time.
All right. So thank you for that question. 1812 again looks sweet. It does look sweet. Great artwork for sure.
I have no answer to give on that one.
There you go. So this is sort of so please stay safe out there, right? We don't want any electronic warfare or electric warfare taking place on the home front. Please.
No.
Divine Wind sponsored by Taco Bell. There's Mo with his marketing genius at work, as always, Mo. Thank you for that. Here we go. Divine Wind was actually the highlight for a Molotov cocktail and talking to Frank and Ron. So that's awesome to hear. Absolutely very cool to hear that. Jason would like to hear more about the Golden Age project. So I think, to be fair, we probably want to get some other people into the broadcast. Of course, it's Billy for sure. Bill doing the consulting oversight. I call it mentorship, if you will, mentoring. But I think Billy.
I think when we get closer,
yeah,
we'll just have the group on, and they can talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Where do we find the Discord channel? Discord, you can find it if you go to. I can help you there. So let me answer this question, please, for 1 second. So where do we find Discord? So what we need to do is you need to go to our homepage. And on our homepage, where you usually see those typical social media links right here, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. This is Discord, Andrew.
He likes it.
So if you click on that link, that will get you onto our Discord channel, where we have several hundred members already. Very thriving, fun community that we always post to. So look for that last link on the right, and you'll be set up with our Discord channel. The awards. Okay, Gary wants to see the awards, so fair enough. So trophies are at the ends. Some of the trophy shots. So let me show you that. Hold on for 1 second. So here we have the winner with the sword.
Yeah.
So there's the sword for Compass Con 2022 for winning. I'm not sharing my screen. That's a rookie move. So here's
like
Compass
that.
Con 2022. That's the winner. Took that for again.
He was the winner that won the.
Yeah, he was the winner of Blood and Sand here on right here, blue dot on the left, and on the right, the winner for American Tank Ace. And check this out, everybody. For American Tank
you
Ace,
doing?
he won a diorama. He won this diorama from Gregory Smith for winning American Tank Ace. He had over 50 kills. So Greg told me the story. He's an early
many kills you
adopter.
have?
I didn't blind, but the next one was like less than a dozen.
Yeah, so he's an early adopter of the game. He's sort of the expert, the resident expert on playing the game. So he had over 50 kills, and the next closest was under 12 kills. So he took home the wood plus the miniatures plus the pan, whatever you want to call this. He took home a very cool. So these are two very cool prizes. Art Lupinacci, they had gift certificates they could use. Jack Staleka had a plaque. Unfortunately, I don't believe we have. I wasn't there on site when the plaque was presented. So maybe that will be something I can add later for sure. And then there again is that locomotive chase playtest, which was so popular during the thing. Let's see here. Yeah, John called me on this one tonight. There you go. Yes, there was Bruno Sinaglio was there. He was having a lot of time.
Yeah, devastating. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
let's see here. I'm that guy for you. I'll take everybody. I'll be happy to host anybody's photo shoot if you want to share photos. So happy to hear John came from a very long distance, and glad to hear it was so worth it.
Yeah, it came from the Philippines.
Yep. He's got a 40-hour trip going back home tomorrow. So that's a bit crazy. Let's see here. Just looking through I think I've got all the comments covered. Let me see if there's any new ones. So yeah, we'll do a last call. We do have to give away a free game tonight. So just a reminder to get in your town hall. Get in your town hall, #town hall for the free game giveaway, please. And we do have Thanksgiving holiday next week, so I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday. There's not going to be a broadcast next week given the holiday. So just want to make everybody aware of that. And let's see, final comments. So everybody's getting in their town hall. Very good. Get in your town halls, please, for the free giveaway. So we've got a mad rush going on here for town halls. Everybody's catching up to town halls. They missed the note because I was too busy doing my wedding photos. Right. There we go. John was in the final of the Gladiator tournament. There you go. So town halls are getting in. Let's see how many we have. We have 204 entries out of 206. So I think we're there. So I think we are good to go. So what are we going to give away?
Maori.
All right. We're going to give away Maori, the latest shipping product. Great news.
Yeah, right here too.
All right, so great news, and let's wish everybody luck. So we're going to be giving away a copy of Maori, and again, let me show you what that game looks like. So let me just go to the product page for a moment, and you can see which game we're giving away, which is right here. So this will be our giveaway for tonight, which is now shipping Maori, and let's go ahead and do this. So good luck to everybody. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for those that made Expo. I hope you can plan for next year. We've got 2 Expo events. And the winner of Maori tonight is Andy Doty. Oh, Facebook snuck in with a win. That hasn't happened in a while, I don't think. So Andy Doty on Facebook. Congratulations. You are a winner of Maori. You just need to send an email to sales@compassgames.com. We might have your address, hopefully, as a customer in our database, but send an email to sales@compassgames.com,
Look,
and we will send you Maori. That was easy. Quick winner there. So congrats, as everybody's now upset.
ooh, you
So
like Santa Claus.
congrats to Andy Doty. So again, just from my side, Bill, just an awesome and energizing event. So many designers, so many enthusiasts just to celebrate the hobby. Lots of interesting discussions. Great food nearby. Love the deli next door, about 20 feet away, 20 steps away. The food was great.
Yep, it was a good time, and
Yep.
yeah. Hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving next week and have a
Exactly.
good holiday, and we'll be back after that, I guess.
Yeah, that's the plan. So everybody have a great holiday, Thanksgiving, if you're celebrating that, and we will see you the week after. We'll be back in 2 weeks with the next episode of Compass Games Live. Thank you so much, everybody.
Okay, take care.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.